All right, so we've covered the core lifts that I teach to all my athletes that I recommend everyone get a strong foundation on. Really set you up with squat, bench, and deadlift, and set you up for all your lifts and really get you ready for any strength training program. So with the exception of some of the Olympic lifts and some of the other specialized things, that's pretty much the foundation that you need. Today we're gonna go over spotting for bench press. Again, how I recommend it for my athletes and how I would do it, and a little bit in the powerlifting world. So in most cases, and you see my standard rack set up here, in most cases you have a little platform that you can stand on to give you a little more leverage. And don't be afraid to get up on that bar, get up on your lifter. It's all about, again, center of gravity, how far away from the bar you are in order to actually be able to help. So if my bencher is down and they're ready to go, and you don't need to do it yet. So I'm gonna get up in there, I'm gonna be right here. Their head is down there, my one leg might be right next to their ear, but again, I'm giving myself a better grip on the center of gravity. So if you need a spotter, most of the times you should have one, unless you're doing super high or you have a super high reps and low weight, or you have a rack set up like I do where you can set up rails on the side. I can move these down and set them up on the side so I can put myself in a pretty safe position. So if I'm using one single spotter, it's gonna be here. In a perfect world, if I'm maxing out, if I'm going super heavy or I'm just brand new to lifting, I might want to get 3 spotters. I have one here and one on each side. So again, if I'm here, I'm going to give them a little bit of a lift off, and you'll see this in powerlifting. So they'll count down, they'll be in charge, they're the one directing the lift. I'll give them a lift off, I'll pull the bar out for them in a position they're comfortable with, and once the bar is like settled, I'm going to let go and stand back. And I'm going to let them rep it out. And if it is a working set, meaning you are working 3 sets of 6 or 3 sets of 3 or whatever, and you are really working the muscle, you're not trying to get a maximum effort lift, then if I need to spot, if I need to step in, I'm gonna do just like that, a mixed grip on the bar. But as they're moving, let's say they get stuck on set rep 2 out of 5, right? So rep 2, I'm gonna help them a little bit, just get to the very top, and then it's on them again. If they say they want to keep going, I'm going to move with them and stay right there, and I'm going to help them through the lift. If it's a working set, help them. Make them work, but help them. We don't just want to snatch that bar away from them. Now, the difference there, if it's maximum effort, if they're doing a max out and they fail, or if they're done, if they're not going to get it, and my hands touch that bar, it is mine to take. So they should help me because I don't have a good position of leverage, but I am going to take that bar. And the side spotters, again, they are not in charge. If they're there, they see me touch the bar or they hear the spotter ask for help, then we're grabbing that bar, we're pulling them off them as fast as we can in a maximum effort lift. So let me show you. My spotter's gonna lay down here. And again, torn bicep, I am actually not touching this bar at all. I'll touch it with my left hand, but my right hand is just gonna be for looks. So it is a bit awkward, right? So head's down there, and I'm gonna be here, very close to them. But again, my center of gravity, this is all about safety and protecting them. So if I need to step all the way on here because the bar is heavy and get that close, it happens, right? So I'm gonna get nice and close to the bar so I'm not reaching all the way out, putting myself in a point of a place of injury. I'm gonna get right up on there, and we're gonna count down. On your count.
3, 2, 1.
Got it. Now we're lifting off. Get them to a point of settle, and I'm gonna let go, and she's gonna start repping. So she's got 1, good. Let's say on the second one, she gets slow and she gets caught in the middle on the third one.
Sorry.
Right there, she's caught. So it's a working set. So I'm gonna help, and then I'm in charge of getting it back to the rack. Once we get back to the rack, I let go, she can sit up. Again, if it's a maximum effort and we get stuck there, if it's a max out, if it's your final set, I'm just gonna pull that thing as fast as I can. If you don't have a rack set up like this, you should have spotters. In a maximum effort, you should have 3 spotters. In a regular powerlifting competition, they will have 3 to 5, depending on how strong your lift is. They have judges in powerlifting. One will sit at your feet and one will sit at each side, and they'll be watching your feet, your hips, and your back. We'll go over that in much more detail later. So that is all about spotting on the bench press. You want to support. If it's a working set, you help them, but make them do the work. If it's a maximum effort, you rip that thing off them for their safety. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks.